sorry we're starting a couple minutes late. We just finished up a very nice run getting several things done, actually. We were able to get Talon through some major story stuff and some side dungeons, which are always awesome. We were able to get the last 2 doggos we needed from Lakshmi. And then we turned around and took on Byakko with a pretty horrible persona, but there you have it. That's Byakko for you.
Yes, I was quite gratified by how much you were losing it on that one.
Yes. You called Byakko a horrible persona, and I just lost it. Hello, Ace. Welcome, welcome.
Well, a tiger furry with a tiger as an arm.
Yes. Yes. And the fact that you can make a couch with a tiger arm sticking out is just... No! What were you thinking? This is horrible design. It's kind of laughable, but it's horrible.
So shall we pretty up?
The sad part, if it wasn't for the tiger arm, he would be so Bishonen. It would be hilarious.
Oh, yes. Cavalryman's build and everything.
Yes. And the pretty boy long face. Thank you, Square Enix.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're actually heading back to the Waking Sands. No.
Okay.
No, it's back to...
So, if it wasn't for the arm, he'd be Bishonen, which is Japanese for basically pretty boy. Basically, B is pretty in a kind of androgynous, kind of feminine manner. Shonen is basically boy. Shoujo is girl, so when they talk about Bishoujo Sailor Moon, that is pretty girl Sailor Moon. Bishonen is pretty boy. And yeah, you get a lot of that in manga.
Yeah, there's a whole actual subgenre of Bishonen and Bishoujo. Aimed at different markets, actually.
Yes. Just a bit.
Latonia, do you want to switch to focus on your screen?
Sorry.
That's okay.
And you're a little bit away from the mic.
Yeah, I had to turn so I could fold the, Oh, we want to go this way. Fold the thingamabobber down so it won't affect my frame rates.
Ah, yes.
Let's see... White mage or ninja? Doesn't really matter which. Okay, then.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes, Inuyasha is a good example.
Well, a semi-good example. He is Bishonen, he is not the classic Bishonen look. With, like, the long face and everything. The classic Japanese Bishonen look is very tall, lanky, long face. Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII is actually classic Bishonen.
Yeah. His brother would totally more fit into that line. There's an entire style of manga and storytelling based on that, usually also combined with reverse harem.
Yes. Because if the girls are going to have a harem, it might as well be a bunch of Bishonen pretty boys.
I have no problems with this.
Well, other than the fact that you might prefer a little more on the stud muffin side.
Depends. They both have their points. An example you might have run into that we actually highly recommend of the Bishonen reverse harem would actually be Fruits Basket.
Mm-hmm.
Which is freaking hilarious, by the way. Ursa keeps expecting to fly and can't. I don't know what's going on. for any people who are tuning in who weren't here for last night, I did change my mic setup. If there are any issues with it, please give me a heads up so that I can address it in future playthroughs. Hopefully it's actually better than my old mic setup with my new headphones. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
I have not reviewed the footage from last night yet, so...
That's right. Brought out the dead. And now we're...
I'm going the wrong
back.
way. I'm heading towards the Waking Sands. We need to actually head... We've already gone there. We've loaded the bodies up on the carriage.
Yep. And now it's back to Drybone.
Yeah, back to Drybone and the Church of Saint Adama Ladama.
Mm-hmm.
Say that 5 times fast.
No.
You know she's got to be a Popoto. The saint.
Yeah. Silver, someone probably was.
Oh, the talking animal jokes in the Chain for the Four Lords are just spectacular. Someone was getting something off their chest. Yeah, one of the things we helped with was Talon is getting Cold Silver farther along the quest line for the Four Lords, which was a side chain in Stormblood, but that's where a lot of the trials ended up being. And they're actually kind of neat trials.
Yeah. I had completely forgotten that design.
Yeah, that's kind of special.
Special.
Snake Boy is not much better.
I've managed to wipe that design from my memory too. You're gonna end up reminding me, aren't you?
You'll see it eventually. Again.
Like I said.
For the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say with Stormblood, one of the good things that came out of it was, because this is a Japanese company and their primary focus is Japan for their audience, though they really do actually care about the North American market as well. The design sense for the characters is very human-centric. Part of that is lore-based, because according to the lore of 14, all the human races were once one race that is slowly split off and fractured over time. But it also means that they've been very worried about doing effectively a playable, more animalistic race. And the Lupin, which is a race that... Yes. Yes, Cold Silver. The Lupin, which show up in Stormblood, are very anthropomorphic wolf-like. They're actually really cool. It's an awesome design. They're great characters. I wish they would do more with them. I would love to see them as a playable race, but we'll probably never get them.
No.
But it did give them the guts to do the Hrothgar, which the game has needed for ages, and I'm happy they're there. I just wish they weren't gender-locked. Welcome. Though I'm not qualified to assist with the rites, I offer what assistance I can to the priest. Sometimes I wonder if it's just getting in the way, though. Yeah, they're working from WoW without the bestial hunch. which
Yeah.
is awesome.
And that was really a recurring problem in WoW's designs.
Yeah, it's one of the things I'm actually a little depressed with the Hrothgars. The Hrothgar have that hunch. It's like, no, straighten their backs, please. They look like they're either going to fall over or they're going to have they're in serious back pain. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vester Bay has arrived not long ago, and we've begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like to know that for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect, and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm.
Okay. Bury me not on the lone prairie. Sister Eluned wishes to discuss one of the scions who perished at the Waking Sands.
Although we can perform rites for most of the scions, there are those whom we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solace, so that it is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with Sylphic traditions. So off to Little Solace we go. I mean, she tried.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate the fact that we spent all this time working on our rep with the Sylphs of Little Solace, only to have their representative killed by Garleans. Boo. But yeah, I really liked the Lupin. I'm really happy they have put in the Hrothgar, because they've had cat-like races before. The best example actually being the Ronso from 10. And a lot of people are saying there was no female Ronso in 10, so why should they have females here? I'm like, yes, there were females in 10. I'm saying as I'm looking at my ball league with half Ronso females in them. Now, admittedly, they kind of are very small on the screen, but yeah, they're there. They were designed. They were built. I know Yoshi P has officially said there will be no more races added to the game, but that does not preclude having male Vera or female Hrothgar join at a later date. Part of their problem is that they had, with Shadowbringers, they did an awesome job, but they kind of bit off more than they could chew. And they've been kind of bursting at the seams development-wise, trying to get all this stuff together and built. So a lot of things they were initially wanting to do, but hadn't fully promised, are not actually really appearing. Like the fact that we're not getting any other secondary dungeons like we normally would with the patch cycle. We are only getting the MSQ dungeons. With that said, we are getting at least a new dungeon per patch cycle, and it's trustable, so that's awesome, where side dungeons would not be. But we're not
We're getting no Hildy.
And we are not getting any Hildebrandt this cycle, which is sad. Because Hildebrandt is, special.
You'll find out in a bit.
Yeah. Oh,
we'll
gosh.
get there, and we're not skipping him.
Oh, we are not skipping Hildebrandt. Though I'm wondering if we should skip the post-Moogle quests.
I am wondering. It'd be nice to do them, but it is a lot of runaround and would definitely slow things down a bunch.
It's a lot of runaround. There's like almost 30 post-Moogle quests. And then it's almost all story lore. So, yeah, that one gets a little questionable. At the same time, they are adorable if you've been paying attention to the actual story and lore of the game.
And occasionally wrong. Very,
Very wrong. Yes.
And unfortunately, the main one I'm thinking of is like 2/3 of the way through the chain. If we could do just that one, I'd say, yeah, let's do it. And see if I can say those lines with a straight face.
No, you can't.
I didn't last time, did I?
No. Cardoon might be able to. That's the scary part. Cardoon can say it with a straight face. But he's not playing. Boo! But yeah, it's why we didn't get any females, Hrothgar or male Viera, though I am still voting for tiny little male Viera, big female Viera.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, because I'm kind of tired of the females need to be tiny and waif-like. I'm like, no, they don't! Well, you've got the Rogaden females, and I'm like, no, there should be more.
Yes.
Comixio.
We have, Camuxio, we have some sad news.
This one is surprised to see walking ones in Little Solace. How can these ones assist walking ones? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Noraxia's corpse. The sylph's peaceful expression belies the fact that she no longer lives.
Noraxia? But this one does not understand. Comixio, this one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One. Awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solace? But why? These ones have not requested further aid. Noraxia? How did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. So, not only Noraxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Noraxia! Noraxia went to Thanalan at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Noraxia at the very end. Tell this one that Noraxia was brave. Tell this one that Noraxia did not suffer.
Brave, yes.
This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Noraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones that these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Noraxia's death to be for naught. These ones will fight. You got it, Laxio. And back to Elarud.
Just keep it to normal fighting and no summoning anything, okay?
Yeah. We don't need to deal with your Lord Ramu.
The man of beard.
The beard of man?
Yeah.
Actually, no, that does work, Ace. There is a proletariat faction within Garlemald.
Yeah.
And I say that because I know Cold Silver has gotten past to that point, so he knows about it too.
We will be seeing more than we really want to of imperial politics.
Oh,
Various themes.
Yeah, I've got a feeling the next expansion is us going into Garlemald, or at least part of it.
Yeah, I figure the new map areas will be adjacent to Turncliffe.
Mm-hmm. That is perfectly fine, Ace. That's actually kind of why we play this, because we know not everyone has the skill or inclination to play this type of game, even though we think it's fun and we think a lot of people would really enjoy it. But there's so much wonderful story and lore that we want to share that.
Now, of course, all the various different Final Fantasy games, with a few exceptions these days, each one is a different world.
Yeah, it's pretty much...
It's a series with themes instead of, sequels.
Yeah. Basically, Final Fantasy, the thing that connects it is its own memes.
Yeah. Like chocobos and moogles and a lot of general plot points.
Yeah, generally things like mother crystals and summons are always usually featured really big in Final Fantasy, but it's all about the memes and the tropes as opposed to one consistent world that you are gaming within. And in a way, that actually makes storytelling within the FF ecosystem a lot easier to deal with, because you can literally drop whole new story that no one has ever seen before, because you're not rehashing the same world over and over and over again. You're just rehashing the tropes.
Yeah. And, if you do have an interest in console-style RPGs, the better ones in the series to look at are the justly famous ones. 7, which is in the middle of its remake. 8 to a lesser extent, more good characters in Susu's story. But 10 is a
9,
really
you forgot
good story.
9. You forgot 9.
There. No, I did not forget it.
Never forget 9.
I'm starting with some of the more justly famous ones and then moving on to 9, which has gotten a cult following, thankfully. But, 7 and 10 are the ones you'll hear about the most generally, and yeah.
Oh god! It's the flying tortoise!
Yeah!
Oh
a
god!
Happy Hoop Yuki ride. And also Final Fantasy Tactics, which is a fairly different game. It's what's called a tactical RPG, which is, instead of the somewhat abstracted stuff you get in a lot of Japanese RPGs and the Final Fantasies in general, earlier Final Fantasies in general, and, these days you fight kind of like you do here, where, you have a world and you move around in it and everything. Tactics is basically turn-based. You're on a square grid, you maneuver on the grid. One of the nice things in Tactics itself is that if you have mages, the spells they cast take time to go off. And the bigger the spell is, the longer it takes to happen. So it's a case of figuring out what's the biggest spell I can cast that will go off before everyone moves out of the way.
Yeah, Tactics is an awesome game. It is actually available on mobile. So if you have an iPhone or an Android, you can actually download and play it. It is highly recommended. I also
Yeah.
recommend for any of the PS people, a 6 is a really good one. 9
Yeah.
is awesome.
9 is really good.
I do warn you about the remake for 7 is that it really starts diverging from the original story. So if you want to play the original story, I recommend looking at some of the upgrade versions as opposed to the remake.
Now, I'm, despite what you've said, I'm not convinced that they're diverging that much.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure all the major story points will still be the same.
Yeah, they are totally diverging. Oh, Liz.
Um, 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 um. Also, a lot of these games are available on PC now,
Yes.
including 9.
We thank you for your service to the church and the sylphs. You may be pleased to know that in your absence we interred the remaining scions in the lich yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please, take the rest and set aside your burdens for now.
Yes.
I'm gonna take that bandana. Like you will ever be able to see it.
I'm gonna take the money.
Give me a second. I want to put on the bandana as soon as I find it. Oh, and I've got a weapons coffer here.
Oh?
Probably from a previous.
Yeah, the level 34 weapon coffer.
And that is an upgrade. 34
Heavy
versus
chest containing
30.
a weapon.
So yeah,
Okay,
new
what are my
stabby
weapons
stabbies.
like? Okay, so that's a 34. That's a 34. That's a 30.
Yeah, FF is known for meaty stories, but it has been said recently by a lot of critics that Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers is the best story FF has ever produced. And you know what? They're pretty dang close to that, yeah. Hopefully we'll get there.
Shadowbringers was really, really good.
Hopefully we'll get there. Yeah, yeah. Looks like we need to go inside.
For the moment, I'll be happy to get to Heaven's Word, but yeah, I really want to get to Shadowbringers on this.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, Marks. Eyes on me. Marks believes he is being watched. I'm not imagining it, Ladonia. Rena. I know I'm being watched. This is different. Sinister. It is as if I am under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when I last ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It will only take a moment.
So, who's disturbing our buddy Marks?
Blowflies, obviously.
Those disturb everybody. Come on.
See?
Shoo fly, you bother me. Now, where is this point? Ah! Ooh, a dangerous
Grave is
grave.
watching them?
Apparently. Oh, hello, Mr. Imperial! What are you doing in the middle of Vanaland?
Watching Marks. Ask a silly question.
Yeah. Why isn't Imperial watching Marks? This is not a good sign. I can feel it in my little bunny ears.
Little?
Well, relatively. Kind of, maybe. Sort of. I am smaller than you!
Yeah? What's your point?
So my ears are smaller.
You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he, perhaps, know something of my past? If only I could have asked him.
Yeah, sorry about that. We kind of snicker-snacked him pretty good.
We're good at that part. I need to think. Please, allow me a moment alone. Wait. Father Illud must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again.
Yeah, that... Will you two get away? Thank you. The minions are being annoying.
Heavens forfend, that such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? Yeah, Imperial soldier.
How about an Imperial short sword?
Standard issue blade for all Garlean and infantry. This is Garlean steel, which means the man who was watching Marks was... Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before the more Imperials come.
You know, that's actually a pretty good idea. I'll take those altered boot skins. Thank you.
Person... Yeah, that's a 10 level upgrade.
Well.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the Seventh Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Cid Garland. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait, Hear me, Cid. Erozea needs you.
Cid, was it? Here. These belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Who are you? Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Erozea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the 3 city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the Scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Sid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
They need my airship. They need me.
Mount speed in Eastern Thanalan has increased, and
Woohoo! Huh? Uh-oh.
I see a red bang.
I don't. 36.
But you're 35. You probably have one class that's 36, don't you?
Yeah, Paladin jumped to 36 in one dungeon.
Right.
I think we need to run a couple more dungeons.
Again?
So, yeah.
Well, for
hi,
Black Mage,
Sid.
I need like 2 fates.
Hi,
everything
Sid.
else is
Welcome
gonna
to
need
the
a
party.
Enterprise. I've heard that name before, but where?
Alphino?
Whilst you were catering to the company of buffoons' every whim, I was gathering information on our feathered foe. As a result, I was not present when the Garleans came. I suppose we should be grateful for our good fortune, though it matters little should Garuda grow powerful enough to bring Erozea to heel.
So, we have 2 classes. Ninja is actually pretty close to level.
3, you mean?
Yeah, 3 for you. How do we want to do this? Dungeons would, or at least a leveling roulette would probably get someone
okay,
2
hold on.
levels.
Black Mage is close to level. White Mage is a little bit behind, but is still relatively close to level. Warrior is the one that's still at the beginning of 35.
Well, do you want to go warrior? I go white mage, and maybe possibly grab Talon for a leveling roulette?
Yeah.
That should at least get some of the big boost out of the way, and then we can probably fate up the last bits.
And for some of you in the audience who won't know, one of the recurring memes in FF games is just recurring characters in general. And one of the main recurring characters is Sid. He can be very different from time to time, but there's usually someone named Sid, and he usually is centrally involved with the game's airship. Which, yeah, nails this one to a T.
Talon, would you be up for joining us?
I'm in.
I kind of figured, but I always want to check and not assume.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let me switch into my white mage duds. That is not very white. It's more yellowish.
Flip into something a little more healy.
Yeah, something a little more healy. And we'll hit leveling roulette, which...
And sadly, we do not have proper heals on these.
No, we need to work on that.
Suppose Sid could fix our boots.
I wish.
And again, he keeps refusing to fix the radio.
That's constantly stuck on the harmonica on the car shark.
Yes.
I think it's actually working fine. It's just he's rigged it because he likes that piece of music so much. Oh, hello, Halatali.
Again.
This is a pretty common one.
And of course, we're not high enough level for some of the other more common ones.
Yeah.
Good point.
I mean, there are a few other common ones that were of level 4, and I'd rather see Halatali than, like, Todorok again. Okay. Yep. Turned it off.
Yep. And it looks like we have a baby Lancer with us.
Yep.
And she's a real baby Lancer. She barely qualifies for the dungeon.
Oh
Awesome.
dear.
Well, it actually means that they're definitely getting something good out of this, which means they had it in queue.
Yeah.
So I am not complaining.
Hey. Is that the way?
Hold on just a second.
Uh-oh.
Asked if she needed gear, because that will affect how we run this.
Certainly
she's
not
not
so much
answering.
wanting to, and was also wanting to run ahead, so not necessarily.
Because there was actually a chest behind us.
Yes.
Yeah, at some point we'll probably need to go into Satasha unsynced just to get the Explorer on it. Because there's a lot of rooms a lot of people tend to skip in there that you need for the achievement.
maybe during my week off at some point.
Yeah. Actually, the week off coming up is a great time for us to try and get the alt classes up for the story.
That was part of my plan. Like I said, I was probably going to try and get through all the Lancer.
Lancer hunts?
Yeah. Should get me a fair chunk of the way to 30.
Yep.
And then we can do the all the class quests on the air. Okay.
When's your week off?
Basically Monday through Friday after Thanksgiving.
Oops, sorry I pulled for you. My bad.
Not a problem. I was only fumble fingering it, and it's the only reason you hit first.
Okay, I'm pulling off to deal with ads,
Please do.
but you should be in good enough health that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Here. And the Lancer is stuck on Fire Main here.
That's okay. Okay, that side ad taken care of. Topping you off.
Thank you. So everything's on cooldown.
That group's done.
Looks like
I'm
we
on-
have another group getting ready to come in.
Yep, I'm on it.
No, on the other side.
Okay.
I saw the
Oh, yeah.
arrow.
I'm on it.
Thank you. All clear.
Same here.
Everything's nice and dim.
Okay, I'm going to hit the witch and see what we get.
Yep.
Fire sprites! Pick them up. Sorry, lightning sprites. Sprites! Yeah, that's what I meant.
Are they 8-bit sprites?
Oh man, I remember one time, it was almost a year ago now. I was in here and someone was complaining that they never saw a
Ruviak.
chest. And that one dungeon, every single chain was a chest.
Oh, wow.
And they were just like, what happened?
Public shaming of the server.
Always works.
Yeah, it's amazing how often it does work.
And there's
Speaking of which,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and she's been needing all the stuff, so yeah, no complaints.
Mm-hmm. And she has leveled. Currently at 23. You? Now about halfway through level.
do keep in mind a patroller comes from behind you.
The old behind or the new behind?
Old behind.
That's what I thought. In fact, I can
I'll go ahead and hit the witch. Keep an eye out. We have a bomb.
Someone set us up the bomb.
I will join you in a second. Feel free to pull the next group.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's a classic.
Probably one of the best memes.
Come on, range.
Yeah, it's dropping all Lancer gear. She's gonna come out of here rich.
Nice. Glad to be of service.
In fact, I think she just upgraded to one of them.
Even better.
So I'm glad I went for that chest.
Mm-hmm. Shall I grab this one?
Yeah, I got it.
Survey says
Yeah,
bomb.
it's bomb. And survey says lightning strike.
And that's why I handful the out.
We got this.
Okay.
Yeah, they like me for some reason.
Probably got too close.
Yeah, probably.
Wrong way.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Left or right, doesn't matter. Whichever you feel more comfortable with. Okay.
That's good.
Left is kind of what we're used to.
Yeah.
Though I do occasionally see right.
Righty shocky?
And bring it back.
Yes.
Yeah. And theoretically, all you have to do now is stand there and he will come back when he's ready.
Wow.
There's a familiar sound effect.
And I'm seeing if I can bait his... Yep, baiting his lightning. Well, ta-ta! Oops.
It's not good.
Ah, I didn't bait it well enough. My bad. Come on, bait me, bait me!
Nope. He doesn't like you enough.
Aww! But I'm actually a really likable Bun Bun!
Spend some time cleaning up my inventory.
Mm-hmm.
that what we spend about half our time doing?
Maybe?
Watch out for the bombs.
You were saying? Okay.
Oh, I forgot to eat some food.
You and me both.
I could run this whole dungeon getting extra XP. No. Isn't he a big boy? Yay! So
Let's see. What do I get to do for this work?
you first need to kill fire sprites.
Oh, great. Those sprites.
Yep. And here we go again. There's 3 in total.
There's number 3.
Nice. Not a
You're
single
out of
thing
the
got
way.
to him.
Yeah, you just can't let it get to you, you know?
Ha 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 ha.
Now we got both.
No, we're good. Keep focused, keep focused.
Yeah.
Ow.
I want to see if we can get him down before they hit him. Yes!
Yes.
Hey, level.
And level.
Nicely done.
Yeah, they left.
I managed to get a calm off.
Yeah, I did too.
Still.
I received the
Halfway through the
commendation.
level. Oh, very good.
DPS stand
You were a
together.
good senpai.
Okay.
Alright, back to the background for me.
Thank you so much.
Do we want to do a couple of fates and see if we can get anything else to level?
Yeah, I'm not that far off.
This is the closest one. And White Mage isn't far behind.
A white mage did not level? Oh, sorry. That's right.
I went in as Gladiator and that leveled, thank you, and is halfway through 36.
Yeah, if you need to go again for white mage, we can totally do that, or we can do that next time, or...
Work on it next time, or maybe between, like I said, it is... Right. I'm not
kill these things fast. Because we've only got a minute.
Yeah. So they're dry slugs in the middle of a pond while it's raining.
Dry bone, what do you want? We're just gonna barely squeak this through.
15 seconds, plenty of time.
Don't forget to eat some food. That'll help.
Well, yes, it would. Dry bone. Yes, dry bone. Something to the south of us.
Yeah, but it's already partially complete, which means someone's working it, which means it'll pop and disappear just as we get to it. I know how these things work.
Mm-hmm. And okay, the Dinama, which means High Bridge failed earlier. No surprise. At some point we're gonna have to get a small group and camp that bridge for the merchant.
Do not hit level just yet. We're going to sneak
Nope.
on through before so, and I think we need to get our burbs out.
It would help.
Come here, peeps!
Okay. Good news is this is 31.
I'm getting rid of these ads first.
You do that.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna have a lot more to get rid of. Back to our regularly scheduled construction.
You got it. Yeah, this one should be worth a lot of XP because it's technically the zone fate.
Also much closer in level.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was finally a song.
Yeah, but take a look at chat.
Yes, I know.
She got her fishies.
Okay. So she has to do her fishy song.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he's going down nicely.
Well, between a couple of birds, some stabby, and some explosion, he's just going to have a bad day.
Yes, he is having a very bad day. I did not ding.
I did. There, this is not dinged. Do you feel better?
A little.
Meh.
It's still raining in Drybone.
Yeah, well, dry bone. What you gonna do?
Looks like we're going to have to deal with the roses up top. We are not dealing with the Big Bengali theory. Oh, lordy. Level 42.
Yeah, we'd have a hard time getting to it. I don't think we're up for those Mirror Knights yet.
No, we ain't touching the Mirror Knights with the 10-foot pole at this point.
I don't know. Now, certainly not solo with the pair of us if we took it slow and cautious. I think we could do it, but it'd be slow going.
Yeah, we might run out of time.
Yeah.
Stop bumbling around. Let's get on to business.
Yeah.
This pelican was just asking for it. Almost done.
Yep.
And there's my ding.
Good. Yeah, White Mage has ways to go. I don't think we'll handle that quite now.
Okay, but at least we can get back on the story.
Exactly.
Zoom.
Let's see. Definitely Black Mage. Black Mage is barely at the 36.
Yeah, ditto with Ninja, but that makes sense. And of course, technically, we've got class quests to do.
Ooh, yeah, we have not touched the 35s yet. But how can we ignore Sid?
I know! He just figured out who he was again! And we've got little Alphino!
Yes!
Grandson to Louis Soir, who we never met because we're too young.
Yeah. Since he was a 1.0 character. I have to say the voice for Louis Soir is great.
Yeah. And back at the church.
Okay, you two, be polite in here. It's a church.
What? Oh, they're actually being polite. Where's our chocobos, and why did they get replaced with these two?
He who waited behind. Father Illud has some parting words for you and the others. What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Ladonia, Rena. You wish to find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the Calamity, much like the Great Gobu Wall of Ul'dah. Now there's a story.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a story behind the Great Gobu Wall.
It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania toward Coerthus. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Fulgord Float, the closest settlement to Coerthus. Mayhaps the serpents stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself and sit, Ladonia. Rena?
Aye, aye, sir. See if they say anything different. Nope.
The company of buffoons. You and Sid shall ever be in my thoughts. Return whenever you require respite.
Will do. Okay, you two. Come on, off to Gridania. Yeah, the Great Gobu Wall. When this game was originally incarnated in 1.0, there were a couple very distinctly different features about it. One was the fact that it was completely open world. You never hit a load screen. So you could literally just walk into Ul'dah. Second, they had not quite learned the fact that having an MMO and having player collision was not a really good idea. While it adds an interesting dynamic, I've seen games that have it and they can be kind of fun. The problem with it is that it's open to harassment. So it's one of the things that went away between 1.0 and 2.0. During the final days of Ul'dah, when the red moon of Dalamud was coming down and everyone knew it, they decided to kill off the server by having this long event of all these mobs spawning everywhere to try and kill off the players. Well, a bunch of players got together and were like, no, we must save the innocents within Ul'dah. Ul'dah must be protected at all costs. So they all...
One thing to note is that during 1.0, Ul'dah was the main city everyone hung out in.
Yeah, nowadays it's Lemza Lominza. In 1.0, it was Ul'dah. So what happened was a bunch of players got together on the Ul'dah mounts, which were Gobu, and literally built this Gobu wall in front of the gates to Ul'dah so the rampaging mobs could not enter because of the collision. And
there's a nice little documentary on basically 1.0 and the rebuilding of the game, and some of the things they were doing around all of that. And one interview they have with one of the guys saying, basically the dev team came in and gave him all sorts of administrator privileges. He was a god, and told him to basically harass the players and spawn all the monsters and all that. I was a very puny god.
Because everything he spawned would die within like 3 seconds.
Well, minutes at any rate, but yeah.
No, apparently it was seconds. Until another person from programming came in and said, this is the mob type you want. This is how to access their data so you can modify it any way you want.
And even then...
they were just taking apart everything he threw at them. The players were the real gods. But the development team found it so hilarious that players would actually build like the Gobu wall to try and protect things, and they were actually kind of winning. That they actually rolled it, things like that and itself into the lore of the world proper.
Yes.
Which tells you how much the development team really cares about their player base and vice versa. It's one of the things that I think is missing in a lot of other MMOs is there's this wall between the players and the development team, and it honestly feels, especially a lot of the Asian MMOs, they feel less like they care about the players and more like they see the players as a money grab. And I don't get that here in Final Fantasy XIV. Because there's such openness and actual sane dialogue between the two parties. Yeah, there are some really annoying people who kind of ruin it for the rest of it, but for the most part, those people are actually kind of kept in check. Because they do have a moderation system. But the fact...
You went by a side quest.
Oh! I did?
Her.
Oh god, it's Marset! Oh, hello, Marset. You're gonna make me do Marset, aren't you?
Yes.
First off, Hobara?
Why, oh why did I ever decide to become a scholar? An adventurer's life would have afforded me more solitude.
Marset.
Fungal frolic. The naturalist Marset at Dunstan Spire is in need of a research assistant. Don't you have one?
You have the honor of addressing me as Marset, realm-renowned naturalist and esteemed authoress of the new Eorzean Geographic, the singular most comprehensive collection of knowledge this realm has ever seen or ever will see. You've not heard of the Geographic? Why, of course you haven't. It hasn't been published yet. And it never will if my assistants keep dawdling around instead of doing their jobs, so hop to it. Of course I'm talking to you. Do you see anyone else here? Now, for the 17,000th time, 5 toadstool caps, and be quick about them. You're really...
Assistants. Did you know about this?
We do now? I keep reaching for my AoEs and they're not there! That's 2. 3, 4, and 5.
And a lightning sprite for good measure.
Oh, that lightning strike is going to be a 5. Ignore him for the moment. Are we done?
Of course. We've done what she wants. That's it.
I hope so. Have you brought me the toadstool caps? Each moment you delay deprives the realm of the prestigious knowledge. Here is your freaking
toadstool
caps.
cap. The underside of this colorful fungar cap is packed with spores, scores of gills, each containing innumerable spores.
Yes, hand it over now. But of course, it is just as I theorized. The spores tendency of these toadstools is exceptionally greater than those of samples taken before the calamity. Clearly, they have evolved as such in order to adapt to the increasingly harsh environment. With this, yet another entry of the new Eorzean geographic is complete. Who are you again?
Really? She's not done.
No, she's not.
Shocking discoveries. Merced would put you to work again, whether you like it or not.
Research Assistant 6. Yes, I'm speaking to you. Research Assistant 6? That is the title I've designated to bestow on you after your humble contribution to my latest scientific breakthrough. Mind you, now that you're officially my slave, research assistant, there will be no slacking off. I require a live lightning spark. Here's a jar. Now hurry. I haven't got all day. I don't think my hair can take this.
Hey, look at that convenient respawn. I'll get one of them. And don't forget to capture it in a jar.
Got it! Yeah, peeps, you're on heal duty. And now we need one for you. May I recommend putting Marshmallow on heal duty as well?
Maybe? Here we go. Over here.
Oops.
Why did you do that?
I didn't do that. I pulled off.
No, you didn't.
I'll get this pistol.
Yes. Hello? There we go. And another shocking development.
Okay, we've got your lightning in a jar. The mere fact that you dare interrupt me means that you must have the live lightning spark I require. Well, hand it over then.
Sorry, Ripley, I don't think she's worth anything that way. Live lightning spark. If one can consider a drifting semi-sentient mass of electrically, elementally charged ethereal matter alive.
Oh, aren't you a cute little one? Just thinking about all the fun I could have with you. My next assistant who dares shirk her duties is in for quite a shock. Now, where was I? Yes, toadstools. If my theories are correct, sending a shock through the toadstools will trigger a sense of danger, causing them to reproduce with unheard of speed. Truly, my genius knows no bounds. To think that the discoveries I could make if I were to have but a single competent assistant. You, Assistant 7, or was that 4? Oh, whoever you are, be gone from my sight and let me concentrate for once.
Gladly. Except, you won't let me go.
Where's
There's
that?
2 of them. Doing the dirty work. Merced would keep your nose to the grindstone.
Research Assistant 873, you're late. I'm conducting an experiment with the utmost importance to determine the source of our distinctive stink of the Stromper's breath, and require one freshly extracted Stromper stomach. Really?
You.
Really? The stench is said to be so strong enough to knock out a man, so I shall provide you with a bottle of Merced's Breath Begone. I know not what you've been eating lately, but you might want to take a dose of it yourself. Oh, and do try and not get killed, will you? Funeral rites for incompetent assistants are eating away at the inordinate share of my research budget these days. Hobron.
In too deep. Hobron is suffering at the hands of the taskmaster Marset. I swear to you, that woman is a fiend, a monster, a greater danger to this realm than all the beast tribes put together, and then some. Why, I speak of Marset, of course. No sooner did I return with the 300 hornet stingers she requested, than she sends me off to conduct a water survey at Hoopseed Pond. In my condition, I'm like to fall all in face first and drown. Oh, friend, I'm too young to die. Please say you'll help me. You must.
Yeah.
Aren't you
Mars-
glad I spotted this?
Marset is special. Why did you spot this? Why? For the love of Heidelin, why?
But it was a quest. It was right there. You went right by it.
Yeah, and those are the Strompers.
Yep. Yes, they are.
Gonna sneak around this way, which should be less... Yeah.
Stroppy.
Stroppy. Okay. I think he wants to volunteer. Here. Breath be gone. Breath be gone.
There we go.
Just for the record, I hate Morble.
No arguments.
And
Never
now,
any arguments with that one.
and now we need to sneak around and get water supplies.
Yeah. Oh, hey. He's a hunt target.
Well then. I guess we go a-hunting.
And one of 4. Dang it.
That should help.
No, I did get most. Wow.
Nope, nope, not staying there for that one.
Yay! Difficulty rank unlocked. Oh, wow. Still unsure of the idea of casting lightning on a lightning sprite.
I know, it seems just counter.
Okay.
Back to Marset.
And get out of here before anything respawns.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is Volgord flow to a,
Rest zone, yes.
sanctuary? Very good.
Okay, Holbrand.
I don't want to be research assistant 7, 12, or 43. I just want to go home. Huh? Ah, praise the gods, you're back. Were you able to complete the survey?
One Hopeseed.
Hopeseed Pond water. Cloudy water gathered from Hopeseed Pond.
Aw, that one's dull.
1, 2, 3 samples from Hopeseed Pond. Wonderful. I cannot thank you enough, though I cannot help but ponder what other backbreaking tasks might be in my future. Pluck the wisdom teeth of a gobu? Procure a leaf from a treant's head? The gods only know. Grandfather, grandmother, can you hear me up there? Your dear grandson shall be joining you all too soon.
I'm going to take the tanking ring. I've just got a feeling.
I was kind of thinking of that, but then I'll go for the healing then.
Assistant, whatever your number was, I haven't all week. You'd best have the stromper stomach I requested, or I do believe I shall use your own innards as a substitute.
Putrid stomach. The source of a stromper's bad breath can be found within. Here, keep it.
Yes, yes. Just hand it over, will you? And the dissection reveals exactly as I surmised. With the proliferation of poisonous toadstools in the years since the calamity, the stromper's diet has undergone a dramatic change. The reaction of the toadstools within the stromper's stomach acids result in the noxious gases emitted from the mouth of the foul beast. And with the groundbreaking discovery, I believe I owe my prestigious mind a well-deserved respite. You, on the other hand, Research Assistant 6, have earned nothing of the sort. Get out there and hone those skills so you might actually make yourself half useful next time I call upon you.
Yeah, spell speed.
Heal ring. Yeah.
Now that that's over with.
She's a piece of work.
Yeah, you were going by her and going, shouldn't it be about time for her to be wanting some work done? And, yep.
Why? Why did you have to remind me she was there?
Wait, hold on. Spriggans.
You were saying?
Yes? Yes, I was saying.
I take it they're a hunt target?
Yes. I only need 2 of them, so we can stop now. Yeah, I know.
We could have just rode on through to the other side, but no.
They needed killing,
But they're so cute!
but they still needed killing. They needed to go boom.
But they jiggity-jig. You've deprived them of their
But they still
jiggity-jig.
explode! Explosion!
And a much slower zoom now that we've entered North Shroud.
Yeah.
But if we go over here, we have a nice inn and tables upstairs that we can sit and relax and put our feet up.
Some valuable paintings.
Yes. Well, thank you all for joining us this week. Next week, we will probably take a break and do, like, some of our class quests, which we've been rightfully ignoring.
Job quest.
Poor jobs. They've been so ignored. Hopefully, also by next week, next weekend. Actually, probably not next weekend, but the weekend after. We'll do a special stream where we take Lancer and Pugilist and do all their class quests back to back. And there is a good reason behind this. I will need Pugilist up to speed by the time I hit Stormblood. And we need Lancer up to speed before we hit Coerthus. Because there's some interesting
they are
lore
starting to send us there.
And there's interesting lore behind there that we want you guys to see at the time it is relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And
The entire point of having Lancer, and I need to get a move on.
Yes. Any case, thank you very much for coming and watching us. Does anyone know if Cardoin is streaming this evening? He's been kind of quiet, so I'm a little concerned on that, but I also know that things have been really busy for him. But unfortunately, I can't see who's on Twitch and who isn't. Well, I guess I could if I went straight to Twitch. Or straight to Cardoin's channel.
Trick never works.
Oh, I'm not seeing Cardoin's channel. Oh, it says he's live. If that's...
Observer says, looks like he's on.
Okay, if that's the case, I will go ahead and raid dump you over to Cardoin.
Well, everyone have a good week. We should see you this coming Saturday for the lower parts of Heaven on High. Heaven on Not Very High.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I kind of messed that one up, but it was trying really hard to kill us.
Yeah, they had it in for us.
Anyway, you guys have a great evening. Thank you for joining us.
A 5-corner room and everything.
Yeah. We hope to see you next week. Be safe, all.
Yes, everyone have a great night.